Good morning, Vancers. It's Tuesday. Happy year 7! Every year I am amazed and delighted that we've made it another year. Joining this group is, I think, probably one of the best decisions I ever made. I'm so happy that I get to have you guys as part of my life. So let's see, what do I have to talk about this week? Technically, our first gardening thing has arrived in the mail. We've ordered a few plants from one place, and then we've ordered 2 orders of seeds from 2 different places. And then there was one particular thing that we were looking for that we didn't find. Actually, we found it at one of the places we ordered seeds from, but they were out of stock, so we ended up ordering that from somewhere else. And that one has just arrived, which was an order of soapwort. Soapwort. I think you're supposed to pronounce it wort rather than wort. That actually is just a weird one. I wanted for no particular reason, like just because it's kind of cool, not because I actually need to use it to clean stuff. You just harvest the leaves and then you boil it up and then strain it and use the liquid that results to clean stuff. You can use it, as you would use soapy water. And in fact, it's such a good and such a gentle cleaner that apparently they use it in like museum conservation work where they can't use a regular soap because it's too harsh, which is pretty cool, I think. So those seeds have arrived. I have not tried to start them yet. No, I think it's really neat that you are gonna get to have, a balcony garden. I am not by any means a gardening expert, so you should take any advice I give you with a grain of salt. In fact, it's probably, I would imagine that Phoebe probably really knows more than I do about gardening, considering that she has spent so much time at Jubilee where they have all those massive gardens that they actually use to actually feed people, whereas my gardening has been limited mostly to screwing around in my backyard. I mean, technically speaking, we did have a brief period where we were selling starts. We were growing and selling starts, like seedlings, at our local farmers market. But that didn't last very long because plants are hard to transport back and forth. And they tend to get diseases and they tend to die. I would say if you're gonna do a lot of herbs and stuff, the first mistake that I made growing herbs was not learning how to harvest them properly to start with. So the mistake that I made, and that a lot of people make, is that you think, oh, it's just such a small plant, I'll give it more time to grow. And so you don't, harvest any leaves off of it, you don't trim it back or anything because you're trying to let it grow. Some plants that works with, some plants it is best to whack on them a little bit. Like basil, for instance, you want to keep cut back because then it encourages it to grow, and if you don't cut it back, it'll just get really spindly and leggy and weird. Whereas if you chop on it, it'll put out lots and lots of new growth, and even if you keep chopping on it all the time, it'll still keep putting out lots of new growth. Mints are also like that. You might be able to grow some tea type herbs. I know that you're a tea person, as I am. Chamomile is really easy to grow and very satisfying and easy to deal with, and it's got pretty little daisy flowers, so it looks pretty. And mint obviously is really easy to grow. If you have a little bit more room, I don't know how tall a plant you want to deal with, but Monarda is a traditional tea plant. Bee balm, or it's got about a bajillion names. Bergamot, although it's not the same bergamot that is used to flavor Earl Grey tea. That's oil of bergamot, which comes from oranges. But it is a traditional tea plant. It's also called Oswego tea. It is what the Boston settlers used when they pushed all of the tea overboard in Boston Harbor. So then they didn't have any tea, so they drank bergamot. I think most varieties of Monarda get around 4 or 5 feet tall, but they'd probably be shorter in a container, I would think. I think there are also smaller varieties that don't get quite so large. So I don't know. I don't really know what kind of stuff you want to grow, and I don't know if it will be anything that I actually know anything about. I'm happy to help if I can, and I would be very happy to see your garden when you start planting stuff. That would be exciting. Anyway, it's getting late. I've taken much too long to put this together, and I still have to edit it, so I better go. But I love you guys, and I'm really happy to be starting a new year with you. I hope you're all well, and I will see you next week. Don't forget to be awesome.